Well, good evening, everyone. For those of you that are out there in the land of Facebook, if you could put in the comments if you can hear me speaking, I would greatly appreciate it. Just a thumbs up or yep, I can hear you would be greatly appreciated. Thank you. We'll get started in a couple minutes. Thank you for letting us know that sound is working. Appreciate it. Well, according to my clock, we've got 7 o'clock, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the May Facebook Live session. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. My name is Brad Bergstrom, and I'm lucky enough to be the superintendent here for Sauk Rapids-Rice Public Schools. Thank you for taking time out of your evening to be here tonight. And for those who have been doing this, I've been following on Facebook Live over the last couple of years. We've been doing this. Welcome back. If you're new to this, I'll give you a little heads up in terms of how this works. The purpose of Facebook Live is for me to share some information about what's going on in the district and for you to have the opportunity to ask me any questions that you might have in regards to things that are going on in the district. How do you ask me questions? Pretty simple. In the comments section, if you would go ahead and type your question. We've got a couple of people here tonight that will be looking at those. They will write down the question and then put it onto a piece of white paper here for me. I'll pick up those questions that are on a post-it, and then I'll go ahead and read those and try to answer them for you. If I cannot answer them, I will simply let you know that, and then at the next Facebook Live try to get that question answered for you. I also have my phone that's here with me, and sometimes I can I'll use the term phone a friend, although it's maybe text a friend, and I can see if I can get an answer for you right away, especially since this will be the last Facebook Live session for the 2022-2023 school year. My last piece that I always share is, remember, this is a school-sponsored event, and while there are things that maybe people are unhappy with, this is not the venue to utilize this with. We want to treat everybody with respect and kindness, and so if you have some things that you're unhappy with, please feel free to reach out to me at the school district, either by email or by call in my office, and I'll be glad to answer any questions that you might have, but please refrain from doing that on our Facebook Live meetings and on the Facebook site. I think with that, I'm going to go ahead and get started. Thank you again for being here tonight. I've got a few things that I want to be able to share with you, and I'm going to start with something that we've been spending some time working on for a little bit of time right now, and that has to do with early childhood. So I'm going to talk a little bit about registration first, because registration is open for early childhood and is open for the 23-24 school year. We are excited to be offering more opportunities for our students and their families that are within, that are interested in early childhood. Number one, and most important, is that we're going to be offering some additional opportunities for students in our 3- and 4-year-old programs in preschool. So for our 3-year-olds, we're going to go 2 days a week, and for our 4-year-olds, we're going to have an option of going 5 days a week. And in addition to those two, for maybe some of our older 3s or our younger 4s, we'll have a 3-day-a-week offering for them as well. And this will be at both Hillside and at Rice. In addition to that, we're going to be providing childcare for our families that want to engage in preschool with us. We have been doing it at Rice, and we're pleased to announce that we're going to be doing it for starting next school year at Hillside as well. And through the sign-up process, you can not only sign up for what kind of preschool offerings you want, you can also sign up at the same time and let us know what kind of child care, or as we call it, wraparound care, that your child might need. It might be maybe in the morning and then classes in the morning and then come pick up at noon. It might be drop off at noon and do classes in the afternoon and then child care after that till you're done with work, or it can be an all-day piece as well. And then the third thing that I want to make sure that we spend some time talking about is that we've increased the number of days that we're going to be offering programming. We are going to match at the pre-K level. We're going to be matching the K-12 calendar, so 170 days, and we'll be following that same exact calendar. So wraparound care being offered, more offerings in number of days per week, and then also providing the opportunity for more number of days in alignment with a K-12 calendar. We have been receiving a lot of good feedback from that, and I'll talk a little bit later about how did we get that feedback, how did we come to this point, how did we get there. So we're very excited. If you are interested in learning more, please call 255-8910, or you can visit us at www.isd47.org, and then you will see early childhood registration there. Please note that early childhood classes for 23-24 will begin the week of September 5th. In the past, they've started a little bit later, so we're starting the week of September 5th, and that there are also early learning scholarships available. Looks like we got a couple questions, so I'm going to grab those right now. The first question here is, do 8th graders have a graduation because they're moving on to the high school? The answer to that question is no, we do not. We do not do an 8th grade graduation here in the district. And so we are excited that the students are going to be finishing the middle school and be coming to the high school. We do provide an opportunity for some of our students who maybe we might be in need of some extra support as they get ready to come into 9th grade. We do that during the summer, but there is no graduation. The next question here is, why won't the district approve funds for another 4th grade teacher at Rice? So a couple of things come into play with that. Number one is that we have established criteria that helps us to understand how many students that we're going to have in a class. And when we take a look at utilizing those numbers, we also want to try and make sure that we keep the numbers they can't be too low as well. And sometimes, especially because we have 3 elementary schools, the numbers come out to be in a situation where it gets to be a little bit hard in order to have the number of staff that we want. And sometimes the number is a little low, and sometimes that number is more on the high edge of where we'd like to be. And so we live within those parameters whenever we possibly can, because at the end of the day that we know that for the last 3 years we have had to do budget adjusting. And what that means is we've had to cut money from our budget. We are counting on some additional funding coming this year, so it wasn't for this coming year, it wasn't as bad as what we thought it could be. But at the end of the day, at this point in the year, that position is not available. Now, here's the thing that I always remind people of. Things change over the course of the summer. Families move in, families move out, and we are constantly watching where that situation is going to be at. We also look at the data, and we'll be looking at our MCA data and other internal data points to take a look and see where that's at. And between all of those, if the need is there and if we can make that happen, we certainly will. In an ideal situation, we would have low class sizes for everybody across the district. but we have to live with the budget that is provided for us. We want to be responsible stewards for with our taxpayer dollars, and sometimes it involves us making decisions that maybe some people aren't as thrilled with, but we must live within our budget, and at this point we're not ready to make that commitment to add another teacher at Rice for 4th grade at this point. All right, I spent a little time at the beginning of this talking about early childhood preschool registration. Also, continuing on the registration theme, I'd like to spend some time reminding people about kindergarten registration. We are still open for kindergarten registration. There's a kindergarten resource page. If you go to www.isd47.org and go view the kindergarten resources, you can register online if you want. One of the things that is very difficult for us is when people wait until just before school starts. And going back to that 4th grade question at Rice Elementary School, oftentimes we have to kind of make our best guesstimate as to where things are at. And it really does help us to make sure that we have appropriate staffing when we get people to register in a timely manner. So if you have a kindergarten, entering into kindergarten age student, or if you know that somebody does, please have them register as soon as possible. It does help us with staffing. It becomes very difficult to find teachers when we're trying to look at the end of August, first part of September. We would rather make those decisions much, much earlier in the year. So again, that registration piece becomes very important for us. The electronic resources include getting started with registration and preparing for kindergarten. And please know that if you get to this to the page and you have some questions or something doesn't make sense, reach out to one of our elementary schools, especially the one that you think your child might be going to, and we can set up a time, we can walk you through that and help support you with that, with the registration process, because again, one of the things that's really important for us is we want to get kids registered as soon as we possibly can. If your child is attending early childhood in the district, you will still need to register them, as they are not automatically registered. So please make sure that you take care of that. And then some things that you will need to have access to in order to register include original birth certificate. A copy will be made and the original can be returned, or if you do it electronically, it can be scanned in and that will work. Immunization or shots records, physical form, and then a proof of residency such as a recent utility bill. So early childhood registration open right now. If you know of people or you have a child that's 3 or 4 and you're interested in early childhood, and as well as the wraparound care piece or the child care piece of that, please let us know. We'd be more than willing to answer any questions that you might have. And then the same thing with our kindergarten registration. If you know of somebody or if you have a kindergarten child, please don't wait until August to do that. It does make it more challenging for us, and we would appreciate having the registration sooner in case we have to make any staffing adjustments with that. It looks like I got another question, so I'm going to go grab those right now. Okay, so the next question, I'm not sure if it's a question or if it's more of a statement, and talking about having 30 kids per class. I guess it is a question. How is over 30 kids per class acceptable? So at the end of the day, depending upon the grade level, it's within our parameters or it's not. So when we start talking about at the kindergarten level, absolutely that is not acceptable. And the board, as a part of the guidelines that were put together back in 2018, gave here's where our targets are at, and then there is a number that comes after that where you can advocate for asking for, or a principal can come and advocate and ask for another teacher. Now, when you get to the older grades, like 5th grade, for example, 30 is within that range. And the piece that I think is really important with this is that people oftentimes get focused on the number of students that are in that classroom, and they want those numbers to be as low as possible, as do I. but we have to live with the parameters that we have for our budget. But the piece that I'll remind people of is that when we do, for example, our literacy or reading, or when we are doing our math and even some of the other core content areas, oftentimes we are seeing our staff, and they do an incredible job with this, is they're doing small groups. So there might be a group of students that are working individually with the teacher, and then there might be 3 or 4 other groups that are out in the classroom and they're doing some other work related to the content that they're working on, etc. Now, is there some whole group instruction as well? Absolutely there is. But at the end of the day, we do a lot of small group instruction, and so we get to those smaller class sizes, not necessarily by having all of the 30 kids in the classroom at the same time, but we get there through the small group instruction. And again, we must live within our budget, and at the end of the day, sometimes we run on the higher end of where those classes are at. There are also plenty of classes that are running significantly lower than that. And so at the end of the day, it's a balancing act, and again, we must live within our budget. And then another question that was asked, why is it Mississippi Heights and PV accepting transfers? So a year ago, as part of our budget adjustments, something that I talked about earlier, where we've had to make budget adjustments the last 3 years, we eliminated the transfer bus. So Mississippi Heights and PV used to have a transfer bus. The transfer bus has gone away. However, if a family that lives in, let's say, Mississippi Heights boundary area wants to have their child go to Pleasant View, that can still happen as long as there's a room there, because we're not going to overfill classes, and the family understands that they will be responsible for the transportation. So again, very, very clearly with this, when it comes time to accepting transfers, we do not have a transfer bus, did not have it at all this year, part of the budget adjusting that we needed to do. Number 2, a family can go to a school outside of the area that they live in, but they will be responsible for the transportation, and we will not allow that to happen if it overfills a classroom. So anyways, I want to make sure that I was clearly explaining where that's at. And there, somebody out there is asking some questions about why they can't move their child. Rather than do it in this environment right here, I think this might be an individual situation. So I'm going to ask that you please reach out to me. Give me a call tomorrow. I can be reached at 258-1809. And I just want to make sure that I'm fully understanding where everything is at. So again, I gave some general overview principles with regards to the elimination of the transfer bus and those kinds of things. But if there's a specific question, please reach out to me tomorrow, and I will be more than happy to try and answer your question. All right. At this time, then, I'd like to walk through and talk about some important school calendar updates. So 22-23, it has been to say the least, an extremely challenging winter, especially if you're a school superintendent. I have shared on more than one occasion with my colleagues in Sartell and in St. Cloud that while I enjoy their company immensely, I do not like talking to them at 4:30 in the morning. And when we have days like we have today, it makes me happy to be living here and not calling them early in the morning. But we did have some challenging weather this winter. And because of that, we just want to share some information and a reminder for everybody. The state of Minnesota allows us to use 5 e-learning days, and because of the challenging winter that we had, we wound up using all 5 of those e-learning days, as did a number of districts around the state of Minnesota. And we also have it set up so that we have 1 snow day where nobody has to make anything up, so we also utilize that. Unfortunately, on March 31st, we had another winter day. We tried really hard to go with a 2-hour late start, but the weather was as such that we could not run the buses safely, and that is our #1 priority. So we had to take off on March 31st. We could not use an e-learning day because there's a maximum of 5 that can be utilized by a school district, and that can only be changed by the legislature. It cannot even be changed by the Department of Education. So that means we had to roll into our makeup day policy, and we have 3 makeup days that were put into the calendar for 22-23. One was the Friday before President's Day. The other one was the Monday after the Easter break, or that spring break that we have. And then the other day is the Friday of the last week of school. So on the original calendar, we were set to be done with students on Thursday, June 1st. Staff were going to come back on Friday, June 2nd, and they had some professional development and some other things to get wrapped up. Well, because we took March 31st off, we now have to take Friday, June 2nd, and that becomes a school contact day. And so we will be having school for students on that Friday, and then staff will be coming back on that next Monday to finish up their last day as well. So again, due to us losing the day at the end of March, we have to do a makeup day, and that will be Friday, June 2nd. And a reminder for staff is that we have to make sure that they will be coming back as well. I also want to let you know that we have on the website, we have the calendar for 23-24. We've had that for some time on there. And then we also have the 24-25 calendar. For those who are looking to plan, see where things are going to be at, that calendar is on the website as well for you to see. And we try to generally build a calendar a second year out. We usually start that process towards the end of January, try to get it wrapped up by sometime in April so that families can plan accordingly. So again, just a reminder, we will be having a makeup day because of the amount of weather issues that we had this year. We have to make up one day, and that was from March 31st. The makeup day will be Friday, June 2nd for staff and students, and then on Monday, June 5th, will be for staff only. I'm not seeing any more questions at this time. So next item that I want to talk with you a little bit about is an opportunity for families to get a reduction or maybe even free their internet opportunities. So the program is called the Affordable Connectivity Program, and it was created with a bipartisan support as part of the infrastructure law. And really what it's designed to do is to try to help families make access to the internet more affordable for them. So the Affordability Connectivity Program allows up to a $30 per month discount on internet bills, $75 if it's on tribal lands, and a one-time $100 discount on a laptop, tablet, or computer. Many families are eligible and are not claiming this benefit. Through this work, they've secured agreements with 20 leading internet providers, and through this program offer high-speed plans that are no more than $30 a month, and therefore families that pair their ACP benefits with one of these providers can receive internet costs at no cost. Please know that families are eligible if you participate and fill out the educational benefits form. And we talk a lot about the importance of filling that out. It helps us as a district when it comes to funding for us. Gets back to that classroom piece, because we can use those dollars to try and lower our class size piece. It helps for families with fees, and now it can even provide a benefit for families to access reduced costs or free internet access. Okay, and if you're a family, you are part of some of the federal programs like SNAP, etc., you can also qualify. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to your child's school and we can get you the information that is needed. Looks like I got another question. So this next question is, why are 8th graders not going to Valley Fair this year? So I'm going to ask that you please reach out to the middle school principal and Mrs. Arndt, and she can certainly provide that information. I will share a couple of things, though, that maybe are not related, that are not specific to this question, but I think are related to it. And it's something that I heard the other day, and I want to make sure that people understand this. Number one is that I've heard that people said that the reason why the Valley Fair is not happening for the 8th graders this year has to do with the fact that there was repairs to bathrooms that had to be done, and we can't afford to do that. And that is simply not the case. Simply not the case at all. The other piece that I've heard is that the kids' behavior was so poor that they're not going to be allowed to go. Again, simply not the case. One of the things that the additional piece that I'll share with you is that at the end of the day, the purpose behind whether it be Valley Fair or whatever has happened is to provide an opportunity for the kids to have a fun educational day. And sometimes things come along that we can't necessarily do exactly what we've done in the past, but there's still going to be that opportunity. We're just trying to do something more locally, and Mrs. R can certainly try to answer those questions for you. All right, a couple of recognitions that are going on this week. Number one is this last Monday was National Principals Day, so a special thank you to all of our principals and assistant principals for the great job that they do in leading the buildings, supporting their staff, working with students and their families. It is an incredibly challenging job sometimes, but our principals do it with a smile on their face and give everything that they can. I know, just like being a school superintendent, not everybody always likes the decisions that are made, but there is not a finer group of people that I would want to work with on a daily basis than the principals that we have. So thank you for all that you do. Friday is Food Service Lunch Hero Day, so we'll have a great time with that. And just hold on one second here. Okay, sorry, I had to get some additional information, make sure I understood this right. We are recognizing our Certified Staff Teacher Appreciation Week this week. Nationally, I think they do something, it's something with next week. Whether it's this week, next week, our teachers, much like our principals, do amazing work every day to try and meet the needs of our students and the needs of our families. I'm a little biased in my opinion, and freely admit that, but I think that we have the best school district, and that what makes us great is our staff, which includes our principals, our teachers, our bus drivers, food service, clerical, everybody that's a part of that. And it's the people. It's the people that make us be a great district. So again, thank you to our certified staff and our teachers for the great work that they do. Thank you to our principals, National Principals Day on Monday, and then Friday is Food Service Lunch Hero Day. Thank you to all of them and the great work that they do to bring meals to our students on an everyday basis. So thank you for all that you do with that as well. I'm not seeing any questions at this time, so I'm going to keep right on going here. We've got some upcoming events that are going to be happening tomorrow night, 6 o'clock. We've got the Sauk Rapids Rice Middle School Band Concert, and these concerts will be in the Community Arts Center, or the CAC. And please use door number 1 as you to access the CAC. We've got grade 6 that's going to start at 6 o'clock. We've got grade 7 that will start at 7 p.m. and then we've got grade 8 that will start at 8 p.m. The following Thursday, we have the choir concert at the middle school. Again, using the CAC, please use door number 1. We've got the 6th grade concert at 6, 7th grade concert at 7, and 8th grade concert at 8. Easy to remember, grade level, that's the time it's going to start. So good luck to our band and choir students at the middle school. On Wednesday the 17th, we're going to have our local scholarship award ceremony. Always a great evening to recognize the incredible work that our seniors are doing and the scholarships that they will receive. That will be from 7:30 to 9. And then students who are seniors that have been selected to receive a local scholarship will be notified to attend this event. So if you are receiving a scholarship, you should get an invite and look forward to being there. I am a member of the Kiwanis Club, and I get to give away the Kiwanis Scholarship, and I look forward to doing that each and every year. Back to our concert season, we have the Sauk Rapids Rice High School Choir Concert, which will be on Monday, May 22nd. That will start at 7 o'clock, and the concert will be in the Performing Arts Center, the PAC, and please enter through door number 6, which is on the west side of the high school. And then last but certainly not least, with the great things that are going on in the district and upcoming events, Tuesday, May 30th, it will be the graduation for Sauk Rapids Rise High School class of 2023. That will be at 6 o'clock at the Herb Brooks National Hockey Center on the campus of St. Cloud State University, and parents and seniors will receive information directly in regards to what's taking place there. I have another question, so let's see if I can get that answered. Well, see, this is the reason why this works so well, right? Ms. Planer, thank you very much for letting me know that when it comes time for the band concert, that the 7th and 8th graders should enter through door number 3. So 7th and 8th grade enter through door number 3, and for the others, they'll enter in through door number 1. Okay? Thank you, Ms. Planer, appreciate it. And I'm glad that you're on and watching tonight as well. All right. I have gotten through all of my announcements that I want to make sure that I have gotten through. I'm not seeing any other questions. To the person that reached out to me again and had some questions about transferring, please feel free to give me a call, 320-258-1809, and I would be more than happy to try and answer your question that you might have. And then for everybody else, thank you very much for joining us tonight. Thank you for those who have come and attend these on a monthly basis. We'll be back in the fall of 2023. So we'll see you September of 2023. Until then, have a great evening, take care, and go Storm.